Welcome to Sawtooth Guitar Tips with Angelo Batio. Okay, one of the questions that I get asked more than anything is, Michael, what do you do to warm up, man? I can honestly say, after all the years of traveling, 58 countries, China 16 times, Europe so many times I can't even remember, I have never been hurt, ever, from playing guitar at all. Wrists, fingers, elbows, shoulders, nothing. And this is the reason. It's one thing to practice. It's another to practice intelligently. In other words, practice with a purpose. Now, I have 3 different ways that I go about doing warm-ups. The first I want to show you is something that I encounter all the time. I've got 10 or 15 minutes to warm up. What do you do? So I developed a series of exercises that really all 3 parts use basically the same thing. But what I try to do is something that I learned from classical guitar. You try to warm up all your fingers, and it's a very simple sequence. 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4. 2, 3, 2, 4, 3, 4. So what I do is this, it translates to this. If I was going to do a long warm-up, I practice medium to slow speed. To be able to play fast, you don't need to warm up fast. That's where people make mistakes. You get hurt when you try to play fast when you're not warmed up. Play slow, it'll kick in. So what I do is I start with the simple 1 and 2 finger exercise. Now, if I was doing a long pattern, I would move it all the way up to the 12th fret. What I do for my short workout is this. I start on the 5th fret. Now, I like to go down. You can start, I like to, in other words, descend note-wise. Now, you can also ascend because you're going to do both anyway. So what I do is I start here on the 5th fret. Now, you notice when I'm playing it slow, I'm using a nice clean sound, but it's very accurate. See, if you're playing slow and soft, it's not going to do you any good. Or if you play it too fast and it's sloppy, it's not going to do you any good. What you want to do is pace yourself, calm down, and just now after that, now I've done fingers 1 and 2, now I go to 1 and 3. Now you notice how clean and accurate that is, because I'm playing at a pace where it's comfortable and I'm worrying and thinking about what does it sound like. So I do fingers 1 and 2, 1 and 3, then I go 1 and 4. Then I go 2 and 3. Then I go 2 and 4. Then I go 3 and 4. Now, one of the things too, when you watch me play, I don't move my fingers a lot. See, a lot of times when people play, they'll be like, I don't. I use economy of motion. Anything that you move detracts from what you want to do if it's not necessary. And if you think of it like this, if you're working on an exercise and you're trying to run on a straight line and all of a sudden you start to zigzag. So when you move your fingers like this, you are taking away from your own technique and your own ability to be a better guitar player. So what I do is, again, I start with fingers 1 and 2, and usually I start with the highest finger first. Then 3. 4. right there, I did an exercise that works on every single finger and the different configurations in about a minute and a half or a minute. Now, after I do that, I do something very simple. That is first. Then part of this short warm-up is I'll just take one position here and go. Chromatically. Let's not really. Each string I play chromatically, but a chromatic scale would be. I'm not doing that. I'm just moving up strings. And again, what you're really trying to do on this quick warm-up is warm yourself up enough to be able to play what you have to play. That's first. And second, you don't want to hurt yourself. Nobody wants to play injured, whether you're playing guitar or an instrument or just walking around the block. So what you do is you play it slow, you play it accurately, and after you do the fingered warm-up there and the 4 notes per string, I have 2 other exercises that I do, just this. So it's now after that, then what I would do is if I'm going on stage or if I have to play something, then I start thinking about what songs am I going to play. This is very important. When you're an artist or in a band or you're trying to play a song, once you warm up, the focus should be, what are you going to play? And I learned this from some of my other rock star buddies too. I never thought about this. This is a long time ago, that I used to do these intense warm-ups and I'd be, ripping out, but then it would come to the song and I would never practice parts of the song that I wanted to play during the night. So another thing that I do too is after I would do a quick warm-up, if I have a couple minutes, for example, the song No Boundaries. I'll just take parts of my songs and just go over them. And I found that it really focuses your mind on what you're supposed to do, because when you practice or when you do anything in music, and I kind of, equate this to life. I don't like to be stupid. I mean, it's that old phrase, stupid is as stupid does. Well, smart is as smart does. If you think smarter about it and you work on an exercise and ask yourself the question, why am I doing this and what is it going to achieve? Well, the why is you want to warm yourself up. The what is you want to achieve the level of dexterity that allows you to be able to play the songs and the music you want to play. So that's why I developed these different techniques, and they have served me well. If I've got a couple minutes to warm up, I do this quick warm up and it focuses my mind on what I have to play. So anyway, if you have 5 or 10 minutes to warm up, this is what you do, and it works.